Welcome to Medicine Talk ND Live, where you can discover life without medicine. Join us live 12 to 1 CST every weekday, where you can talk to a naturopathic doctor for free and learn more about naturopathic medicine. ND Live is brought to you in partnership with FullScript, the doctor's choice for delivering the safest source of professional-grade supplements to their patients.
Hi everyone, welcome. This is Eli Camp with Medicine Talk, and we are chatting with doctors who are participating in ND Live, and today we're talking to Dr. Linda Sparks, who is in Waynesville, North Carolina. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing really well. It's cold out here.
I bet. Yeah. I bet. It wasn't so cold a couple of weeks ago. We drove through on our way to Virginia, and then we came back, and I was like, whoa, winter came in like 4 days.
Yep. But at least we got some rains. We were having some bad droughts, so happy for the rain.
That's good. I'm glad. Good for the herbs. Is it Herb Farm or Gaia? Someone has a big herb. Who is it?
Gaia is right about 45 minutes away from me, yeah.
Oh, wow, you're really close. So you can go to their the tours that they do of the farm. That's cool. So, you know, Dr. Sparks, people out there, I think, are really curious, not only about naturopathic medicine and what naturopathic doctors do, but I think they're also curious about us as people and what drew us to this medicine. And would you share some of your story with us?
Yeah, it's actually a lifetime story, but my mom, when I was 8 years old, she started falling down and couldn't walk. And she went through so many bouts of tests and different doctors, and this was in the 80s, so things were limited back then. They even did electroshock therapy on her, and eventually she was told that it was in her head. And she eventually saw a doctor of osteopathy who actually did manipulations like the old DOs used to do, and I was told that it was scoliosis and it was hitting her sciatic nerve. And from there she did yoga, acupuncture, and the manipulations, and you know, it took a while, but she was able to walk again and dance at my brother's wedding, even, you know, so stuff like that. And eventually she found a naturopathic doctor to help her through menopause and all that kind of stuff, and I just realized that's where I needed to go eventually. I worked in the film business for 15 years, and then eventually just kind of had that calling of like, no, you really need to work with people and help people. That's really what you're supposed to be doing. So here I am.
Wow. And when we get that calling, you can't ignore it, can you?
No, I kind of wish I could back then, you know, because it's like such an upheaval of your life, right? To change, go back to medical school, do all that stuff. And, but you know, I wouldn't have it any other way right now. So.
Right. Well, and so you are a naturopathic doctor and you're getting your master's degree, I hear.
Yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment, basically. I told myself when I got my bachelor's that I was never going back to school ever again. And here I am with 8 years of post-bachelor education.
I was going to say, you finished bachelor's, then you went to medical school, now you're back in medical school all over again.
Yeah. But I really love Chinese medicine. I think it complements what we do really well. And I'm actually getting a degree in classical Chinese medicine, which in my opinion is the naturopathy of Chinese medicine. So it really goes hand in hand with what I do.
That is great. Well, tell us a little bit about your practice.
Right now I'm practicing in Waynesville. I have a small private practice. I rent space from a place called Waynesville Wellness, and they're a great little clinic. So we offer a lot of different things here. But my practice is based mainly in biotherapeutic drainage and nature cure. So, and that could sound like blah, blah, blah to most people. So I kind of talk more about the fact that the reason I'm here is because I believe that the body has the ability to heal itself if we are able to take away the things it doesn't need and give it what it needs. And that's a lot of what I do in a nutshell. And, you know, work with people at kind of peeling back that layer of the onion to kind of get to core issues and treat the cause.
Right. Do you work with particular age demographic or just?
Yeah, I would say most of my patients are women between the age of 40 and 75. And most people that I treat work with chronic disease. We work with chronic disease issues, whether they're mental health issues or physical issues. I believe in mind body medicine, so I believe it's all connected. And yeah, I do. I also work with homeopathy and botanical medicine, nutrition, supplementation, stuff like that.
All the stuff a naturopathic doctor does.
Yeah. Oh, and hydrotherapy. How could I forget my favorite?
Of course, hydrotherapy. It's a cornerstone of our medicine for sure.
Yeah, like the most underutilized and most beneficial thing known to man. Is kind of amazing. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. We were looking in New Hampshire for a client of mine up there. I'm in Oklahoma, but I still have a few patients in New Hampshire where my first practice was. We were trying to find somebody who does hydrotherapy, and now there's somebody, but when I was looking, we could not find constitutional hydrotherapy.
Well, I'll tell you, my one of the people I graduated with, Dr. Jessica Cooper, she's in Salem, New Hampshire now, and she does hydrotherapy.
Well, absolutely. That's what I was going to say. We finally found somebody who does it, and it's we should all be able to. But I think sometimes, and for those of you who are looking for NDs or find an ND or listening to this interview, sometimes it's space restriction. We just don't have the space to do it, especially if we rent an office from somebody. So yeah. So I've asked all the NDs I've interviewed what their favorite herb is and why.
It would be hard for me to be able to say that I have a favorite herb, but I think I'm going to go outside the box because I work with these remedies that are biotherapeutic drainage remedies, and they're made from the buds of plants. And the thing that I love about these is that it's got the stem cell potential of the plant, because that's where the stem cell is, in the bud of the plant. And so I would say my favorite one is one that we call Ribes nigrum, and it is for adrenal support. And not only does it do that, it helps drain the liver, cleanse the liver, helps work with hormonal balance. So it's kind of like this amazing, yummy tasting bud therapy that kind of gives the body the ability to use it in the way that it wants.
Interesting. And I don't know a lot about this therapy. I don't use it in my practice. So it's different than using the botanical.
It is and it isn't. It does have constituents like the botanicals do. It's not a homeopathic remedy, but because it's made from that potentiation of when the bud is about to spring into action, it actually has this energetic property all of its own.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it's made in a tincture form. Some of them are kind of a glycerite tinctures, and some of them are ethyl and alcohol and water tinctures, but they all have, it's phytogens and gemotherapy, and they're made by Unda. I don't know if you know that company.
I do know Unda. So it sounds like what they're doing is harvesting the plant when it's like at its peak power, because it's right before a plant blooms, it's packed all the energy into putting that flower out.
Right. And it's not just herby kind of plants, like flowers. They use a lot of trees as well. And ever since I was a little kid, I've loved trees more than anything. So I think that it's the thing meant for me.
Right. Well, that sounds like a good resonance between you and the medicine you're using. That's
Exactly.
very cool. So, how do people find you if they want to make an appointment with you?
I have a website. It's www.blueridgenaturalhealth.com. And basically everything that you need is on there, and I'm going to be uploading some how-to videos and stuff like that. People actually see me from anywhere in the country because I am not a primary care physician where I'm at, unlike a lot of NDs in other state licensed states. So I work more in health counseling and, helping people kind of just get back to a healthier state. And so the great thing is I have an online patient portal where people across the nation can, get their own HIPAA compliant portal. And I also do, HIPAA compliant video conferencing. And then the great thing too is that I have an online medicinary through FullScript. So they can get everything that they need online at the touch of a button. I put on the little prescription and they buy what they need.
That's excellent. So you do telemedicine?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then you see people in person?
See people in person. And I also have cleanses that I do. So
Nice.
cleanse program where I can work with people in person. One of the great things about being a local is we have a sauna here in the clinic, so I can do hydrotherapy sauna with people. But people get great benefit around the country too. And then I also offer like a nutritional consult for people that maybe don't know if they want to be a patient kind of client yet. And what I do in that is I work with their nutrition, but also with their medications and see where they might be depleted and give them kind of a nutritional profile.
Right. And that's so important, right? There's so many drug herb interactions and and depletions. We just did a pharmacy continuing education session this weekend with Dr. Christy Fleetwood, where she talked about some depletions of very common medications. And this is something naturopaths are really good at, helping people identify, for sure.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. And everyone, you can see on the screen where you can visit Dr. Sparks online. Also, she's on ND Live once a month. You can check the schedule over at medicinetalk.org, where we've got the link to the public calendar, and jump on there. We just finished a call right before we did this interview. It was great. In fact, we had someone from North Carolina who called in today. So that's awesome. I hope you have great holidays.
Thank you, you too.
And I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Visit medicinetalk.org to join us at ND Live today. And be sure to ask your doctor about Full Script.